Alright, let's go ahead and unbox it. ZOELLER M53 50 series 1/3 horsepower sump pump. You can get the M53 or the M57. And make sure it's got a float switch. That's very, very important. This one's got a 1.5 inch outlet. You're going to need a threaded 1.5 inch insert going to 1.5 inch pipe. You're going to need a drill with a 3/16 inch drill bit, check valve, 5/16 nut driver. I'm going to use an angle grinder. You can use a hacksaw. Hacksaw's perfect. I'm using an angle grinder. That's just what I have here today. So let's open up the pit. We're going to get a rough measurement of the pipe that we need coming off of the pump out of the pit. And I want it to come up here to be sure we got enough. I'm going to say 32 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a 32 inch piece of pipe. This is just a rough cut. Going to need some Otay glue. Gotta have this in the red can, red and white can, Otay. We're going to go ahead and put our insert in. Screw that into the pump. Just screw it in hand tight. Go ahead and put some Otay glue on it, onto the coupling, right there on the fitting. You can be pretty generous with it. You can even put some on the pipe if you'd like. Not a bad idea. I'm going to stick that in there. Just turn it so it seats in there real good. Let that sit up for a minute. Then you can go ahead and twist it in to your insert. And just get it to where it's hand tight on the pump. Your next step here is to drill a hole 3/16 of an inch. You drill it just above the pump level, top of the pump, and make it at an angle so the water shoots back down into the pit. That hole is very important. If your pump doesn't have a siphon on it already, that'll let air come into the pump and water back up into the impeller area of your pump. Alright. We're going to drop it down in there. See just how high we got up here on above the pit. Wow, it's a heavy dude. Don't plug it in yet. You don't want to plug it in until you've got it all plumbed. I like to plumb it and put it into the pit so that the float switch is right in the middle, as close to the middle of the pit as you can make it, as well as the pipe. You put if the float switch is up close to the edge of the pit, it might get caught on there. That'll make it a false problem where you think you've got an issue with your pump. Try to get that right into the middle. Once you know you got your pump seated, I like to go ahead and cut the pump lid. Once again, I've got an angle grinder. You can use a hacksaw to do this. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pre-cutout already on this, and you're just taking that piece out so that you can fit it around the sump pump. Like I said, it's already pre-cut, so it will almost go together without you doing anything, or pop right out of there. I'm going to put the sump lid on the top. Put it to where it's like locked in. And now I'm going to plumb it over to the wall. Some people like to put the check valve right here. Some people like to make it go towards the wall. Some people like it going up the wall. Today I'm going to put it on the wall. Go ahead and get your fittings. You got two 90s, one coming over to the wall, one going up the wall. I'm going to measure for a piece, put it in there. I've got a pipe coming down the wall from up top here. And that's about where it sits, up high. That's where we want our measurement to. Right there. So if this were on there, we're just going to dry fit them right now. I'm going to measure, cut a piece from the coupling into the coupling to this into this coupling. Looks like it's about 22 inches even. So we're going to go ahead and make that cut, a 22-inch cut. putting them together dry, I want to make sure that my cut's good. And it's going to line up with my pipe that I got coming down the wall. That looks perfect. So I'm going to go and put those together. Make sure it's sitting in the pit properly the way that you want it. Best to put your fitting on that's closest to the wall first. That way you can line it up when you put it all together. Make sure that's in there all the way. Looks pretty good. And of course, we want to go ahead and put this last glue bit fitting on here. Remember to use Ote glue in the red can. It's always worked best for me. So I'm just going to cut a small piece, small section, and we're going to install our check valve. Once again, use your Ote in the red can. Always works best. At least that's what I found. Alright, that's pretty well together. Now your next step here is to install your check valve. Now on the check valve there's a little arrow, and the arrow needs to point away from the sump pit. In other words, that discharge needs to be going up through it. There's a little flapper valve in there and it wants to be able to shut. If you got it the wrong way, the flapper valve can't open and the pump will not work. So be sure that the arrow is pointing away from the sump pit. I'm using a 5/16 inch nut driver. I'm looking at the arrows, and they're good to go. This will accommodate 1 1¼ inch or 1½ inch PVC pipe. Just make sure it's down on there all the way, and your arrow is pointing away from the sump pit. Tighten that down real good. Yes, hand tight. Don't have to manhandle it or anything. That's on there real nice. Alright, we just need to cut a piece from here up to our existing line. That's going outside, and that'll be good to go for plumbing. I'm Chris with Atlantic Drain. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's easy once you know how.